Here's a look at that hill embankment area that I was pulling dirt off of. Believe it or not, it's still actually higher than the rest of the surrounding ground. The audio in this clip didn't turn out so well, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. So what you're looking at is the gate crossing to get into my hay storage lot, and where I just pointed there, it's a real low-lying area that gets muddy, and that becomes a challenge when I'm trying to cross through that gate to go get round bale hay, especially with the weight of the heavy round bales on the front of the tractor. It presents a challenge getting out of that muddy area right there. So I'm going to bring in some dirt, drop it out right through here and spread it around, and then hopefully this winter moving round bales through this area won't be quite as much of a challenge as it has been in the past. Well, that's the results. It's going to be an improvement. I'll be able to drive back and forth with the tractor, and it's just really bad. Even though I got four-wheel drive, when I've got a 1,200-pound round bale on the front of it, it really likes to try to dig down into the mud. So this will definitely help a lot. Plus, it's a lot of sand, so that'll help it from getting quite so mucky. So the cows will come in, they'll trample it on it and help pack it down, and probably even smooth it out a little bit better than even I did. So I think that's going to be a nice improvement this winter. Well, I got busy moving this dirt around. I forgot to close this gate. Left it open overnight and the cows took full advantage. Fortunately, they only messed with this one bale. It must have been a little sweeter than the rest or something. All the others did not get touched. But I've got a spot in my barn that I can put that one to kind of keep it preserved since it's kind of tore up. But my mistake, got busy, wasn't thinking, forgot to shut the gate. Alright, so that's that tore up bale that I was showing earlier. Went ahead and put another pallet in the barn, and we'll keep that one under as much cover as we've got. Looks like I sprung a hydraulic leak. That looks like that's an old repair. I noticed that's leaking, dripping oil. Here's where my International 986 is leaking on that hose that I showed. Just from sitting there with the trailer. At first I thought it might be the trailer leaking hydraulic fluid, as bad as it was, but I looked and it was the tractor leaking, so definitely got to get a wrench on that and get that fixed. So this is the hose that was leaking. I want to see if there's a split in it somewhere or what's going on. First thing is to get it cleaned off. There was a rubber hose that somebody, like my grandpa or somebody, had put right here in this area. So I'm going to really focus on this spot. I don't know why there'd be a rubber hose there unless they were trying to prevent it from rubbing. I mean, of course, if there was a leak and they were trying to fix the leak, but the way it was put on there, it didn't seem like that would have been very effective. Clearly there was some kind of leak because it's all caked on here. Yeah, I think that's our hole right there in that corner. If it is, it's just a small pinhole. So I'm thinking JB weld. It's worth a try. Alright, so I was working on this hose. I had painted it red, and I noticed that the connection there is where it was actually leaking, and not thinking that I would be able to JB weld that connection, I just went ahead and picked up a new piece of hose. So I'm going to go ahead and get this connected up and get that installed on the tractor. It's got a little bit of thread sealer on it left over, but I'm going to have to put a little bit more just to give it a little extra. I don't want it coming loose there underneath the floor. I also don't know exactly what angle it needs to be, so I'm just going to kind of get it on there hand tight until I confirm how it needs to be oriented. Yeah, so I'm still able to kind of rotate it into position. I'm just going to hand get this on here. For the time being, I'll get in there and get it cinched down better shortly. This is to kind of get everything in position. Good and tight. Alright, let's put some hydraulic fluid in the tractor and see if it leaks. This is the hydraulic fill tube. Could add just a touch more. I'm going to get up there and crank the tractor. If it's going to leak right where the camera's pointed, so we'll see what it does. had no leaks there or up here at this connection, so we are good to go.